Noah Gray, man, having a great conversation with him. Guy, this man of faith. I know he's not on social media a lot, but I told him, I said, man, I'd love to have him on the show. And what I said was uh, the way that people look at him and his value to the team is almost immeasurable. It really is. I said, man, I said, I had a guy up in Philly. I know everybody who's watched the show. I said, it's like, he's a toolbox. Noah Gray does it all. He really does. And so, man, talking and communicating with him, man. So hopefully, man, he's going to get on the show. We talked about it, and I think he will, because we're going to have a really good, deep conversation, man, just talking about, life and, his role and obviously in the Chiefs. But some more personal things, just kind of talking about faith. Good brother, like I said, that you can tell is just an all around great guy. And so I saw Tom Melvin, same thing. Seen Tom, was talking to Tom a lot, laughing. We just laughing it up. I told Tom, I said, man, look, you got y'all got the best tight end room in the league. It's not even close. And so, he was able to, talk to me a lot about some of the guys, and, I want to divulge all the things that, we discussed, and maybe in different, like on Wednesday, I'll get into some more. I have some film that we can talk about it as well. But
well, what I thought was so cool about when you sent me the photos of you and Noah Gray, obviously you guys stylistically, you guys aren't the same at all, the way you play versus the way he played, right? Because you're one of the best, if not the best, blocking tight end of all time. But I think it is cool from the mere fact that he was like the number two. He's the number 2 tight end to Travis Kelce, and you were the number 2 tight end to Tony Gonzalez. You could say you still played a lot with TG, but you guys were seen as the other guy between Kelce and Gonzalez. I think it's pretty cool. You guys were able to see, kind of see each other right there and stuff out there. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I kind of told him, I said, I kind of feel that role. It's like the 1A, 1B. That's what it is, seriously. Because, I look at it, Noah Gray's a guy that, shoot, you go anywhere else, he's a starter without a question. And that's the reality. And so, that was kind of the same thing, with me. I started when I was in Philly, get out there, Kansas City, I get it. Tony's catching all the balls. I had my role. And so, I remember Dick Vermeil sitting there saying that. He's like, now you 1A, 1B. We don't never call you a number 2. You are a starter, anywhere else. Everybody else is, when they're reaching out to me, that's what I am. So,
right.
But yeah, Noah Gray, he that role he fits into. And Rick himself was telling, he said, man, JD, he said, this guy right here doesn't complain at all. Not a drop, not a sound. Of course, Noah, like, I complain about it a little bit. I said, no, Noah, I could tell, you just type of guy. Rick's like, no, Jason, he doesn't. So,
yeah. And just like Noah, I mean, both you, like you said, 1A, 1B, you guys are both always there, right? But like, as far as, the name I was always talking about, right, was TG and Kelce, but like you guys, obviously different stylistically, different playing wise, you guys bring your own kind of attitude and stuff to the game as well. So like, it's just cool that you guys are able to meet. And I think it's pretty sweet. We are excited to announce this season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. Whether you're backing Mahomes to have over 4,500 passing yards, riding the over on Kelce's 4.5 touchdowns, or picking weekly same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered with easy-to-use features, fast payouts, and tons of ways to win. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. And don't forget to tune into our weekly Chiefs same-game parlay show every week during the regular season. Stanley Moon's got a question about one of our guys that we've been excited about, JD, who hasn't really seen the practice field enough. I mean, he asked about Jake Briningstool, any info on his holdup with his injury. I'm not sure what we are exactly clear on, but other tight ends have stepped up. JD, Robert Tyan, vet. What did you make of what you saw from tight ends during practice?
Tight ends look good. They look good. They look great. Like I said, man, they dominating, catching pretty much everything, running great routes, getting open. They're always going to be, the outlet, but they're always going to be a matchup nightmare. They are. I seen Briningstool kind of walking, man. I guess he tweaked his hamstring a little bit, kind of walking up. He was a guy, man, kind of talking. I was talking to Tom. I said, Tom, man, how did a guy like this not get drafted? He said, Jason, I don't know. I said, man, I had him as one of my top 5 tight ends. He said, man, I had him up there too. He said, man, I love bringing story. I said, well, what was it? What was the conversation? He said, man, Jace, you know how it is. You know how these things go. You just don't know what other teams are thinking or whatever they want to do. He said, for whatever reason, it happened. He said, but man, he's here. And I'm, shoot. But, just watching, and Tanya just doing a great job catching the ball. Trey Watson, guy, was very impressive catching the football. He was number 49 right now, and he looked good. He looked
Watson?
really good. Yeah, he looked good. And I was asking about him. He told me, Texas A&M, and I was like, okay. I didn't remember that name, but athletic guy, big, look strong, all look good.
What did he say anything about shedding any light on Wiley and what he thinks that we expect from him this year based on that?
No, I didn't really get into that. Didn't really get into it. So, but I mean, like I told Tom, man, I mean, you got the best tight end room in the business. Wiley looked good out there. They all look good. They all did. I mean, that's pretty as simple as you can get, so without going into like the details of all the things, that we, did converse about, all the guys were impressive and they look good. On that Friday, when I said the defense was absolutely, I think they had the upper hand on the offense. The tight ends were still doing it. The tight ends were still doing it to the defense. So,
did he say anything about
baby? That's what the T's are, man. Come on.
That's what you guys do, man. And I mean, hey, you got tight end over here going to Chiefs camp. Everyone's saying he can still lace them up. So yeah, it's tight ends are ageless, JD. They're ageless. Did what you saw? One of the big things that's coming out of camp is that Kelsey's looking very fluid and fast out there. Is that what you noticed? Did Tom say anything about how Kelsey's looked so far, and what did you notice from camp?
No, we didn't really discuss it. I seen everything I needed to see after on the field. The man's having fun, and it shows. He's having fun. I watched him caught a ball, catching it, and he's finishing. He's finishing every play, going to go score. And I seen some young guys that didn't do that. And it's something they still got to learn. They got to the point, but Kelsey he's that example. He's showing, this is how it's done. If you want to be like this, the great ones, this is what the great ones do. And so I seen it was kind of funny because I think I seen a clip of Vrabel getting on what's the name of it?
Drake May for not celebrating.
Yeah. Hey, this is what we do. So when those guys are going down, Pat down there, dapping them up. Hey, good job. That's how it's done. That's what championship people do. And so that was something that, Vrabel was sitting over there and he's, making sure, hey, we do things different here. For a guy that has won several rings like Vrabel, he's showing a guy who hasn't done it before to that level. This is how it's done. And so Travis is doing the same thing. Pat was doing the same thing. They just leading the young guys on how they should do it. And so, like I said, man, it takes the vets. So, and toward the end, Trav comes down, signs autograph for the young people and whatnot, man. It was a good time. Just seeing him do
was
that.
Avery able to get a Kelsey autograph?
No, he wasn't able to get, Kelsey.
Oh.
Shoot, there was like several people in front, but we were like on a whole different section. It's how they have things set up. I guess just it works for them. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to hear all tight ends are looking. We're excited about the tight end group naturally, based on who we have as our co-host in the show. But yeah, no, it's awesome. And tight ends looking great. I mean, a lot of people are saying he's got a chance to make the team, just based on the injuries to Bristol right now, and Wiley still coming off the injury. It seems like that the vet, the guy you were a big fan of from yesteryear in the Green Bay days, looks like he's got a real shot to make the squad.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like I said, it looks good. So I mean, it was, as far as like I said, how they were just doing everything from eye-wise, and I'll get into some more of that. I had some video to kind of talk about it, as far as um, more particular things. But offensive line looks good. D line looks great. Offensive line looks great too. Wide receivers, I think everybody's on their A game. They really are. And now it's just stacking to get better, 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 better. These are the days of camp that you fight through the monotony, but this is purposeful reps. Everything that you're doing, you're sitting there talking about we're trying to win and dominate. Uh, that was pretty apparent, when you're around and you see it. But those guys are having fun. What I love about it also too is just the fans and everybody up there cheering them on, them enjoying it. Great atmosphere. Great atmosphere. I'm glad they brought it back down to St. Joe. Because I forgot who I was talking to. I said, man, we used to have it up there at River Falls, and it was cooler. We actually had a great weekend this weekend, but in River Falls it was cooler. But I know it was hard for fans to get up there. It was fans that got up there for sure. You know what I mean? But where the vicinity where it is down in St. Joe, Missouri Western, it's a great, great choice.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.